Poison in the Colony, Jamestown, 1622. Chapter 18. Angela stands, tall and serious. Her eyes dart around. She is looking for anyone who might grab her and put her back in chains. It has taken tremendous courage for her to come with us. Samuel crosses his arms over his heart. "Friends," he says, "don't be afraid." Angela comes a few steps closer. She points to the canoe. "Boat?" she asks. "Yes, that's the boat I was telling you about," I say. "A canoe." She shows an inch between her thumb and forefinger. "Boat," she says in a high voice. She is saying our boat is tiny. Hopefully, she is also saying she has no reason to fear it or us. "Will you come home with us?" I ask her, making the paddling motion. "Where we can eat and rest?" I show her eat and sleep. It is getting late. If we don't start paddling very soon, we won't be back before dark. "Let's go," I say to Samuel. Samuel and I go to the canoe. Samuel picks up a rock and gives the flopping bass a sharp knock to the head to kill it, then tosses it and our fishing sticks into the boat. We push it part way into the water, and Samuel gets in. I motion to Angela. She hesitates a moment. Then she seems to take an inner leap of faith and comes to join us. She balances expertly, and I wonder if they have canoes in her homeland. I push us free of shore and hop in. We are taking Angela back to Jamestown. We keep to the edge of the river where the current is weaker. I sit at the front with Samuel at the rear and Angela in the middle between us. At first, we paddle in silence. Then Samuel asks, "Are you from Yongo?" And the two of them are off on a conversation that uses English along with words I don't understand that must be either Spanish or her language, and hand motions that I keep turning around to see until Samuel tells me I'm rocking the canoe too much. "You just paddle, and I'll tell you what her hands say," he tells me. And so Angela's story takes shape. She was captured during a war with the Portuguese. They were taking over Nyongo land. A very bad tribe of people, the Imbangala, fought alongside the Portuguese and captured the good people of Yongo to sell them into slavery. She is from the nobleman class. She was stolen away from her husband and baby daughter. She will never see them again, and her heart is broken. But God wants her to live. That is why she is coming with us, so she will not starve. I scowl. That wretched ship, the Treasurer, has once again taken a young mother away from her child. "What will they do with her in Jamestown?" I ask Samuel when Angela's story has ended. "Put her to work like anyone else. Give her a place to sleep and food to eat like anyone else. There's not much difference among us common folk," he says. "Do you think they'll send her off to the tobacco fields at one of the boroughs?" I ask. I hope they won't. I hope Angela will stay in Jamestown so that I can get to know her more. Angela makes a clicking noise with her mouth. "She's shaking her head," says Samuel. "She must have understood your question about working in the fields. Maybe since she is from a noble family, working in the fields would be beneath her." Yes, she's making motions. Sewing, cooking, these are things she is willing to do. Do you think they'll let her choose? I ask. "I'll see what I can do," Samuel says. The sun is sinking low. My arms ache terribly. "Hey, Keep up the pace, Samuel says. We need to get back before dark, or your mom will worry. I groan. Virginia? It is Angela speaking to me. I turn to look at her. She raises her eyebrows, opens her hands, and motions to my paddle. Go ahead. Give it to her, Samuel says. Angela moves closer to me, and I gladly hand the paddle to her. She sets to work with strong, swift strokes. Yes, now we'll make it home, says Samuel. I'm slightly annoyed by the insult, but in truth, I don't know how much longer I could have kept going, and we are far from home. I scoot down low in the canoe, rest my head on my knees, and doze off. There is quite a commotion when we arrive in Jamestown at dusk. Everyone says how lucky we were to find Angela near our fishing spot. Reverend Buck offers prayer of thanks that a Christian woman has been saved from starvation. Governor Yeardley paces, totally confused about what to do with this person who was supposed to be a slave, but for whom no money has been paid, and so she is not a slave. Men, commoners, and gentlemen alike stare. Just like the rumor said, Angela is quite beautiful, with long, graceful arms and dark, flashing eyes. Samuel explains that she is nobility and cannot be sent to be a field worker, and this confuses Governor Yeardley even more. I stand with Angela, feeling protective of her. She seems to be understanding some of what is going on, but mostly she looks overwhelmed. I notice Joan Pierce talking to her husband, Captain William Pierce, and motioning towards Angela. Finally, Captain Pierce marches over to Governor Yeardley and speaks to him. My wife says we will bring her into our home. She may work alongside our other servants and share a bed with Esther, our maidservant, he says. I look at Angela to see if she has understood. Will you go with them? I ask quietly. They live here in Jamestown, in a nice cottage. They are good people, I want to add. Then I'll get to see you every day. But I don't. Captain and Mrs. Pierce approach us. I suddenly notice how very exhausted Angela looks. She has not said no, and she has not made that clicking sound with her mouth. She has not said yes either. Mrs. Pierce speaks to Angela briskly, telling her that she must come home with them. Angela allows herself to be led away. It is nearly dark now, and the air is filled with the sound of night insects as I watch Angela walk away. I wonder if they will think of her every day, or if she has become a dim memory, lost forever to a foreign land.